All right, Gianni. So you wanted to talk about, now we don't have a whole lot of time, so we're gonna have to speed
I'll
through
make
this
it
one.
quick.
But you want to talk
Okay.
about Nicki Minaj and her dad. What's this, truth, lies, or
Yes.
shenanigans?
So, this is truth. This is truth. Nicki Minaj's mother, I don't remember her first name, unfortunately, but Miss Mirage, has filed a civil suit against in the death of Nicki Minaj's father, who died last week,
Last month.
last month in a fatal hit and run accident. Sorry, last. Um, the $150 million lawsuit was filed last Friday against the accused hit and run driver. So the incident happened when Robert Mirage was crossing the street in Long Island, New York, on February 12th, when he was struck by the vehicle driven by Charles Polovit, who was 70 years old. The man did stop and ask Robert Mirage if he was okay, but he didn't answer. And he didn't, and then, I'm sorry, Polovich didn't call for help. He didn't call the police.
Got in the car and
So he
drove
left
off.
Robert Mirage. Yeah, he drove off. Robert was taken to a local hospital where he was pronounced dead the next day, unfortunately. So now the mother of rapper Nicki Minaj is suing Polovit. The attorney of Nicki Minaj's mother wrote, he was not only irresponsible and negligent, but more concerned about running away and hiding than seeking help. So my question to you guys is, do you believe that she should sue this hit and run driver for $150 million? Or how do you think she should handle it? Should she let it
Let's
go?
start with Lizzie on that one.
Are they still married?
No, they were not. They were separated for a long time since Nikki
But
was a
they
child.
but were they did they ever get a divorce?
I don't think that they were married. I think it was more of like boyfriend, girlfriend. She got
Oh,
pregnant with Nicki Minaj, and then they separated because her father was abusive
yeah, I
to
remember
the
the
mother.
story about her father being abusive. I mean, but if they were never married, if they were not living as,
That's
a
verified.
married couple, then legally, good luck with that
She
lawsuit.
can't.
I don't think you now Nikki would have an argument as his daughter, as his next of kin. She would have an argument, for being able to file a lawsuit. And people always get like crazy with the number $150 million. Oh my God, that's too much. Your lawyer always goes high. You're supposed to go
Yeah.
high. Then you don't get the $150, $50 million. Um, but you go high. Like what's suing for 2 million when you're probably going to get half of that? So you go as high as you can, and then let the courts decide. But I don't know, like really, because of all of the variables involved with her mom and her father and their relationship or what have you, I don't know how far this lawsuit is going to go. But I think that you are a horrible person if you run someone over and you see them laying in the street suffering. You jump out and you ask this person who has just been traumatically hit,
Hit
"Are you
by a
okay?"
car.
And they don't respond. You don't call for help. You get in your car and you drive off. And they said he hit his car. He hit his car a couple of days later, for several days because he didn't want to get caught. Like that's horrible. That's
Wow,
horrible.
I didn't know
So yes,
that.
he deserves some punishment. He definitely deserves some punishment. Rob?
First and foremost, to Carol Mirage and Nicki Minaj's family, like I feel for your loss. Really sorry for your loss. It's horrible. Um, Mr. Polovich is definitely criminally responsible for leaving the scene of an accident and failure to report it. There's no doubt about that at all. Carol Mirage, I believe, is grieving, and she's doing one of the things that Americans do best. She's bringing litigation against someone, she's suing them. That seems to be another American cultural thing. I
Sioux
don't
Nation.
believe, yeah, I really don't believe that it, like Liz said, like the $150 million, that's absolutely ridiculous. It's completely unreasonable, and this would absolutely destroy anybody. So, but I do fear, however, that because of the financial situation, that the Mirage family can afford better legal counsel than Mr. Polovich. This is a person. The vehicle that he was driving was a 1992 Volvo. not a new car by any stretch of the imagination. So if you
Yeah.
have a if you have a scared old man who's driving his car, hits somebody, and believe me, I am not condoning what he did, but I understand the fear response, going and parking the car in the garage, which may have not have been a normal thing to do. I'm glad that they tracked him down. Or he came forward, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember.
They didn't.
Not sure.
I
I feel
I'm
like
pretty sure it came.
he might have come forward. Yeah.
Yeah, so he did eventually come forward. So his conscience did get the best of him because what he did was irresponsible and criminal. So he definitely should be facing all of these charges. But then for the Mirage family to ruin this person financially, there's no amount of money that's going to bring him back. And this isn't a family that's hurting for money. Nicki has been a top grossing recording artist for years. So let the state, let the legal system take care of Mr. Polovich. Don't worry about ruining him financially because what quality of life
Probably
is there
doesn't
after
have
running
anything.
I
And
just
right?
want to
see,
point
Yeah.
out before, hold on. I just want to point out Naomi Nip 15 sent you some fire, Lizzie, while you were dating. So,
Nice.
on TikTok.
I'm gonna have to disagree with Rob.
I will
It's
too.
not, as a victim, it's not my responsibility to care about the well-being of the person who has taken my father's life. And I've said this 1,000 times to people in my personal life. If you and I have a conflict, I am going for the jugular. I want to destroy you. And I will do everything I can to do that. Again, someone died here. And we know he's not going to have to pay $150 million. He's not. He's
Nope.
not. That's just not how the court
Because
systems
you got
in
insurance companies and current
this
insurance
state.
companies actually handling his litigation.
Yeah, and that's not how things work here. Again, you go high when when you sue, but you don't really get that. And I would argue, he's a 70-year-old man. I don't know, what type of estate he has, but I'm
Mhm.
all considering, what Rob said about the type of car he has. Sounds like someone who lived, by humble means. Didn't live an extravagant lifestyle. So I think any civil suit, to be honest with you, against him would be detrimental, would be, devastating for the family. So it doesn't matter if it's $1 million or $150 million. But we've also seen in cases like this in the United States where he might not be held criminally liable for what
Mhm.
happened, where he might get off.
Yeah. That's
And so I'm thinking, I gotta go at him from all angles because he needs to hurt the way I am hurting.
But I mean,
And
I will say
he
they
needs
could
to
have
be
waited
held
though
accountable.
till the
They
criminal
could have waited what?
till the criminal charges were done. I mean,
Why? What's the point in waiting?
obviously
it
one doesn't
probably is a
affect the
long
other.
process.
You're right.
What's the point in waiting? That means that's neither here nor there. Get it right now. That's what we hire
Do
lawyers
you
for.
mean
They
to
take
see like
care of
the
all that.
outcome? Like if he was
Yeah, I mean,
actually, well, of course he was the one
if
who
your
did
goal is
it,
to
but
reach justice, criminal charges would do that. Because my question was, I think the bigger question was, they have only charged the guy with what was it? He's leaving the scene of an incident causing death and tampering with physical evidence. They actually haven't
I mean,
charged him with the murder, the death, or
that could
anything like
be,
that.
and those charges right there, that could be probation and a
Yep.
fine.
Yep.
yeah,
That that
that's nothing.
that's absolutely nothing. So, and I don't believe in, okay,
Especially if he doesn't.
let's wait. A lot of times the civil suit is because criminal cases take forever in the court of law. That's a lot why you see a lot of times people file the civil suit first, because the burden of proof is less in the civil suit.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I would have, called my lawyer immediately. You handle this. I'm going to try to get myself up out of the bed and off the couch. Because I'm grieving and I'm upset. You handle this. This is what I pay you to do.
Yep.
Go get him.
I,
Go
I
get him.
I agree with Jacqueline Robinson. They will probably pay out the policy limits from his insurance. Liana Jones says,
Mhm.
plus he still faces criminal charges. Isn't the lawsuit at this point too soon? Which was I was mentioning that. Same thing.
Nope.
Liana Jones also says, but it does appear they were estranged. They have the same last name. I think they were married, but it does appear that they were
Okay.
estranged.
Like
Um,
Gianni said, I know Nikki has made several statements about, unfortunately, the relationship between her parents, how they were estranged for a very long time, how he was abusive, how she was always scared of her father. And that kind of drove her career because she always wanted to be in a position to take care of her mother and have her mother not be dependent on her abusive father.
I see Dr.
Um,
Phil just
Yeah.
jumped in on Instagram as well. All right.
Hey, Dr. Phil.
hey, Dr. Phil.
All right, that's it for hot topics. Thank you guys. Thank you, Gianni, for that. All right, we got to close it out with the